Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video here today. This is Pav here from All SEO Basics, and as you guys can see, we're going to be looking at the VP Rocket plugin here today, as you guys can see on the screen. Now this is a cache plugin, and I'm going to be showing you guys the best settings that you can have set up to get the best results in Google page speed. Now obviously the better the page speed insights, the better your website's gonna rank. Therefore, as you guys can see, we have a very pretty heavy website here. Loads of things going on here at the homepage. I haven't fully optimized it on the mobile, but I will need to do that. But we're still passing it with great figures. 88 is just awesome. Desktop 99, guys. I mean, that is amazing. So what are these settings that we are using here on the VP Rocket? So I'm going to head over to the plugin. Now, you guys, when you have it, I'm going to disable the camera for a minute. You will see on the side, it'll be here under VP Rocket. So that's what we do. We select it. And there we go. Now, we will have all these different side menu on the VP Rocket. So this is what we've got. Again, hide the camera. So we've got dashboard, cache, file optimization, media, preload, advanced, database, CDN, heartbeat, add-on, image optimization, tools and tutorials. Now we're going to be running, guys. We're going to be running through all of these, and I'm going to give you the best available settings. So these are the settings that I like using on most of my websites. I own loads of blogs and stuff, and this is probably the best settings you guys can use on a cache. So when it comes to cache, you want to enable cache for mobile devices. This will just kind of create cache for the mobile. Now if you guys are using two different themes, you might want to separate the cache for mobile devices to have a separate theme for mobiles and separate theme for desktops. I'm just going to leave it as one because it doesn't really, I'm using the same theme, so it doesn't really have any effect. And my theme has got CSS where it tells me if the media is smaller, then use this. So my CSS pretty much does all the work, so I don't need to run that. Don't need to touch that. Everything else on here, just leave it as it is. When it comes to the, when you clear the cache, how often do you want it to make these different pages? And basically, you set this to 0, right? Just set this to 0 because it will keep making pages every 10 hours or whatever. Usually I think it's 10 hours on the basics. You want to change that to 0. You want to be able to control that cache. You want to come in here and you want to remove that cache and then preload it when you're happy to preload it yourself. And that's the best way. Now on the new versions, you'd probably just have start and reload. So you just have one button. So you just click that button and let it do its work, and that's it. Now guys, heading over down here, okay, so heading over down here to file optimization, what you want to do on the side is you want to select Minify CSS, you want to select combine CSS files. Is there any CSS you want to exclude them in here. Usually it'd be the ones that are generating errors, but for now you can leave that blank if you're not sure. Optimize CSS, this button here, you don't really want to use it because it will mess up your theme. I mean, it depends on what you guys are doing, but for me the page speed loads better with it off, so you guys can test that, but for me it works better when it's off. When it comes to JavaScript, again, I decided to just use the minified JavaScript and leave the combine off, as I find the combine kind of creates a larger file and it just slows it down. So just minify the JavaScript. And then at the bottom here, actually this is when I was using it and I found out I wasn't, so you don't really need to put anything in there, just leave that blank unless you are combining. I'm not combining because it slows it down on a page speed, so that's why I just turned it off. And here at the bottom you're gonna load JavaScript deferred, and what this will do is it will eliminate any render blocking JavaScript on your website, which will improve the load time. So basically it will be loading in the background after the website is loaded. Therefore, it won't affect your page speed, and that's what you want to do. And on here, I've just excluded Google Analytics, and I excluded Google Ads, so you guys can see Google Ads, and Analytics, Google Analytics. I excluded that from the deferring. Therefore, that's running instantly. As soon as the page loads, those Analytics and Google Ads are running. Therefore, they're getting ready, they're preloading. But at the bottom here, there's a feature called delay JavaScript, which means nothing will load until I press a key or there's a user interaction. So let me demonstrate that to you guys. I will have to demonstrate that on a different browser, because that only works not for the admins. So I'm going to demonstrate this. So when I click on something, you guys can see, okay, let's just refresh the page. Nothing loads, the ads don't load. When I move the mouse, ready, 3, 2, 1, the ads load. You see that? So if I refresh the page again and don't touch the mouse, just F5. Oh, touched it by accident. There we go. You guys can see the ads haven't loaded. I mean, all it takes is to press the keyboard key A, for example. Boom. And it loads. And this is what it does. It stops all the JavaScript loading. Now, at the bottom here, what I've done is I've only excluded the analytics, not the Google Ads, because I want the Google Ads to be delayed. But I want the analytics to keep running. You see, if user comes onto the website, I want the analytics to run even before they press the key to capture, you know, all my data that I need. Obviously, I've got cookies and the consent and everything that loads up when a user comes in their first time. Therefore, they can control that. And you guys need to make sure that you have that set. You know, we'll cover more cookies and consent and everything like that later. But this is really good because you can see when nothing loads, the ads don't load until I move the mouse. And that's pretty much, you know, throughout the whole website. That will work throughout the whole website, just like that. When I move the mouse, that's when the ads and stuff will kick in. And this will improve your score dramatically and really give you that good settings. So again, these codes here, they will be below on All SEO Basics. I will post this code here for the excluded JavaScript and also the analytics, so you guys can just copy and paste it. So below in more description, you guys can get more information on these codes. So yeah, you can grab them below. And you're just gonna click save changes. Now this is like the main part. Then when you guys go onto media here at the side, you want to lazy load the images, you want to lazy load the iframes and videos, and you want to replace YouTube iframes with preview image. Now this is really good because it stops the page, like it really prevents the page having big load on the whatever the video, the MP4, the flash, whatever the YouTube is using. It's gonna remove that and replace it with an image. And soon as someone hovers over and clicks play, that's when the video will load and start playing. So clever, yet it really does work really well. And again, if you guys want, you can grab the VP Rocket plugin from below from our description. If there's any coupons or anything enabled, I will enable that in a link below. Again, you know, this is a godsend kind of plugin, really good, up there with that light cache plugin, which is free but not as good as this one, unfortunately. Now down here, you want to select image dimensions. You just want to make sure you select that. Then guys, on the preload here, you want to activate preload cache. If you guys are using Yoast SF whatever, then you want to activate that, unless you have a different sitemap on your website. Then when you use that, usually your sitemap would be your website. So all SEO basics, and we're going to use sitemap.xml, and this will load up the sitemap. So you just want to post this link, and you might want to just post all the links that are on there just to make sure that it picks it up. Again, in the new versions, they might just replace that with activate preloading on sitemap, and that would just pick it up automatically anyway. So as you guys can see, I've put all my sitemaps there, and that's it. I disabled enable link preloading because that has a heavy kind of performance issues and slows the web page down, so I didn't select that, so make sure that's deselected. Now I'm using I am prefetching on a DNS quite a lot of things. Google Fonts, anything from Blogspot, GitHub, Maps. And I've basically just kind of syndicated the main kind of websites that your website might be using, like Facebook and Twitter, to prefetch these websites and any links from these, you know, if you're using plugins or widgets, to prefetch these automatically before the page loads. That way, you're going to be minimizing the page speed, and you're going to improve user interaction, better page speed scores as well. So this is what you guys want to do. If there's, let's say there's a Twitter button loading, okay, and you got whatever Twitter, you're feeding stuff from Twitter. If you guys put the Twitter in here, it will prefetch anything from Twitter before the website loads. So when you click on it, that little few milliseconds, boom, it's already prefetched that. So it doesn't spend it longer trying to fetch it after or during or whatever the website's loading. Within that time frame, it's like it's prefetched it, and it makes it faster. As the website is loading, it's prefetching that already, which means you're saving yourself time, and that's what it does. So I will post link to all of these prefetches below in more description. These are pretty much like the universal prefetch when it comes to web development. URLs that you prefetch, these are pretty much like the common. A lot of websites use all of these, like Cloudflare, and Instagram, Twitter, Discuss. Like all of these are the main ones. So that's that. Then when it comes to advanced rules, I've got no advanced rules, so you guys just leave that blank. When it comes to database, you might want to just refresh. This is like speeding up, cleaning up your revisions and stuff, cleaning up comments, transitions. Before you run that, just back up your website. It might break it. I don't have to. I just always run it. Never breaks it. I've run it about 200 times and never had any issues. So yeah. Now, you can integrate with Rocket CDN. I tend to not run the Rocket CDN only because, guys, it takes all your images and stuff and it puts it onto a different URL, and I just don't like it. I want everything to be all SEO basics /image, and I actually find it that the CDN is slower for me than the actual CDN they provide, and that's why I didn't use it, because their content delivery network pretty much sucks. So I just turn that off. You're pretty much better off going for your own CDN, so I just turned that off. If you guys are using your own CDN, you can add your own CNAME here and then select images, JavaScript, whatever you guys want to use. So this is really good if you guys are using your own content delivery network and you want to add your own stuff. I just leave it as it is because I'm not, I don't have many users, like thousands of users coming in. We're just starting off, so it's fine. Maybe later I will want to add it. Now, Heartbeat, I tend to just disable it for the whole website. Maybe you just want to reduce the limit in the back end. Like if I'm going to start posting stuff, like a post or something, then I'm going to enable it to make sure that it's saving all my backups and stuff. So in case something happens, I've got backup there, and that's it. But pretty much you want to disable everything unless you're editing something. If you're going to be posting or editing your website, just go on the top one here and just click on do not limit and save. Then once you finish, again, disable it and just save. This will save you so much RAM, and it will speed the website up as well. This Heartbeat is admin Ajax calls, and basically WordPress is making calls every few seconds, like literally I think it's every 15 seconds to the front end, back end, and it's constantly reading what's going on, and every user is being like tracked what they're doing. And you guys, when you disable that, it just saves so much cache. You don't really need that. We're using Google Analytics, so we don't really need all of that, so yeah. Just disable it. Now, add-ons, everything disabled on here. Image, all disabled. Don't use anything. If you guys want, I would suggest using WebP kind of images. Make sure you optimize your images. When I upload my images, I kind of use this one here, tiny PNG, and every image I have, I run it through here. So let's say my last thumbnail was 308 KB, as you guys can see. So 308 KB, and that's the ratio of HD on there, 1280 by 720. If I open it, it's going to compress it from 350 KB down to 80.4 KB. If I download it, just click on download. When you open it, you will see it will still have the same high quality on there and still have reduced file size. So again, this is really cool website to use for editing your images. So I left the link below. Again, tiny PNG, done a great job. Just go and analyze and minimize your web images. And this will improve your scores and load time, because it all kind of adds up, doesn't it? So if your image is like 1 megabyte, it's going to take longer to load. It's going to reduce your page speed, reduce your rank, and it all adds up. So that's why you guys got to fix that. Now, guys, we've covered that. What else have we got here on the side? Let's turn the camera off so you guys can see. We've got tools. So when we head over to tools, nothing that we need, and tutorials, which is the last one, tutorials here. Just tutorials how to use the program, and this is the best settings you guys can have on when it comes to VP Rocket inside WordPress. I mean, let me take this page here. As you guys can see, it's a page that has text, just shows us some kind of CDN Cloudflare VP Rocket kind of info, and we're going to run that through the page speed, Google Page Speed Insights. Let's see what kind of scores we get. So without these plugins, we would hit really low, kind of drastically low kind of scores. But with this plugin enabled, look at this. We're hitting 88 on a mobile, passing this without any issues. And desktop, we're hitting 99, guys. So really doing really well. I am going to improve that to 100% on the mobile. Going to figure out where the issue is, what's causing it. Reduce unused CSS. So I'm going to maybe put in CDN, and this will improve the CSS. So load all my CSS on the CDN. That way I'm going to reduce the unused CSS, just how specific, and that's going to be fixed. So, to every problem there's an issue. To every problem, there's a resolve, should I say. So there's no issues. We can always resolve the problems using, F12 here. We can find out what's going on. If you just press F12 on your keyboard, you can always run more data and analytics. But I don't want to, I'm literally like just swerving everywhere. You guys like, whoa, what's going on? We're going to cover more on F12 later and how to use Lighthouse and stuff in Google Chrome to check the page speed as well. I might actually do that right now as well while we're here. So this is the website. Press F12 if you want to test your page score. I'm going to zoom out just by holding Control and zooming out. And on the side here, we're going to select this arrow and select Lighthouse. And we're just going to select, let's say, desktop, and we're going to select the snapshot of the whole website like this and just analyze page load. And this is actually running a Lighthouse kind of user web core analytics of the page. So it's going to give us all the settings. So we're going to see in a second. It's just loading. And there we go. Performance 100, accessibility 94, best practice 100. And as you guys can see, it's giving us a really good score. Can't complain. And you can just close that down. Just again, press F12 on your keyboard, and you can run that again on a mobile. It will actually open up the website in a mobile, and you guys can test it out again. Now, I am not expecting all of this to be 100% on a mobile, because I have a lot more work to do on a mobile here. But we might hit, we are hitting all greens anyway, as you guys can see, but needs a little bit of work, and that's it. As you guys can see, we are passing the web core vitals, a very good page score. And if we try to run the page test, GT metrics, with using these kind of VP settings, we should be looking for very speedy load on here on the website. And I'm going to explain to you again in a second why it's loading so quick. So as you guys can see, it's loading. Now we are aiming on A or B. Want to hit rank A or B. Now we're hitting geometrics grade A, as you guys can see. So as you guys can see, VP Rocket does it really well. Largest contentful paint is not even 1 second. It's below that. I mean, it does an amazing job, and that's why I highly recommend you guys getting it below in more description. Without it, we would fail. I mean, let's just turn off the plugin again and run that again. Go in here, turn that off. Right, so we turned it off, and let's go to GT metrics, page speed, and let's run that page speed again on the same page. So I doubt we're gonna hit A again, but I just wanted to show you guys on how that compression works. So now I turned off the VP plugin. You know, we still might hit really good scores because I've got a really good server, but I highly doubt. I have actually no idea what's gonna come up. So let's see, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be better than what it was. Okay, so we're still hitting A, but you guys can see the largest contentful paint has now increased to 1.5, and all of these have actually, the performance and the structure went down, and it all has an effect. If there's someone in a different country, you know, it's almost 1 second. I mean, we had 0.8 and now it's 1.5, so it's like we've gone ×2. If we go to Nigeria or Africa and they try to load the website, it's going to be ×3. So you make a change between loading 3 seconds or 6 or 7 and people heading off. You see what I mean? So it all adds up, and that's what I wanted to explain to you guys. This is probably the best settings you guys can use for VP Rocket inside WordPress.